Alright guys, before I begin, I want to welcome you to my newest series, The Monarch Files. The Monarch Files are a series of, going to be a series of videos containing any sorts of Godzilla related material, and these will be specific to my Godzilla series. Anything goes from movie facts to top tens lists and monster origins. So be ready for that. This is going to be a very on episode 1 of the Monarch Files. We will be taking a look at the lost Godzilla films. This will be a I'm planning this to be a 3-part retrospective on Godzilla films that were never made, including early concepts of Godzilla films that were made. You will see a lot of interesting stuff. And just before I begin, I want to mention my new profile picture. What do you guys think of it? All right, let's begin. The ghostly whale that came from the sea. Pre-Godzilla concept by E.G. Tsuburaya. This early concept has very little information on it. The ghostly whale eventually became Godzilla. Early concepts were the giant monster from 2,000 Miles Under the Sea in 1953. Also, Project G was an early concept art for the film. Now we get into actual films that were never made. Alright, Bride of Godzilla. Bride of Godzilla was a script penned in 1956, where a mad scientist known as Dr. Shinja builds a robot in the likeness of his wife. However, both Godzilla and Anguirus return, so he builds a feminine robot daughter in the image of his foster daughter to fight them. According to Dr. Yumajo's thesis from the original Godzilla film, where Dr. Yerma explains what Godzilla went undetected for so long into the Dr. Shinja proposes that Godzilla and Anguirus live so deep in the oceans that they come from the center of a hollow earth. Inside the earth, Shinja finds many Godzilla Anguirus and a beautiful race of mermaids. He falls in love with one of the mermaids during a fight between Godzilla and Anguirus. A giant buzzsaw fleet is launched from Anguirus' shell. Then Godzilla, Anguirus, a giant chameleon, and a giant I cannot pronounce this, and appear in a Japanese city. The robot daughter is finished and sent to defend Japan against the giant chameleon with a giant acrosaw. She breaks Anguirus' jaw, then faces Godzilla. The robot daughter is unaffected by Godzilla's atomic breath, and Godzilla feels in love with this. He goes into the cave with a naked robot. One character says it is the foreplay of love to be beaten. The robot daughter turns out to be a hydrogen bomb and takes Godzilla back to the ecosystem for exploding, destroying the ecosystem in the center of the earth and presumably ending Godzilla. Wow, this is something else right here. I would have liked to have seen this made just see how weird this would have been. I want to see a fan, almost sort of animation on this. This concept is so bizarre and so weird that I can't even describe it. Being the first, there is some fan art right here that I will be showing right here, and oh boy. Alright, let's get on to the next film. Alright, Frankenstein versus Godzilla. Now, if you don't know, Frankenstein is a monster, is an official monster. And I'm reading this off of Wikizilla. Wikizilla is a perfect spot for information. The plot is a scientist named Dr. James Bone and his 2 colleagues in Shigawa the side effects of radiation on survivors of the Hiroshima bomb. During his studies, Dr. Bone comes across a wild boy roaming the streets of Hiroshima. Bone begins to study the child and discovers that the boy is in fact a revived Frankenstein monster regrown from a dissected heart that was mutated by the atomic bomb's radiation. Meanwhile, Godzilla discovered trapped in ice in the Bering Sea. The summer discovers to free the nuclear menace and to lure him to Japan, where he'll hopefully kill the Frankenstein monster. Taking action, the military breaks the ice and lures Godzilla to the Japanese ships. Over here, this has very similar. This is right now. This is very similar to the actual movie Frankenstein vs. Paragon, whereas it was during the U.S. Frankenstein versus Frankenstein vs. the World, and you can see how it eventually became the movie. They just replaced a couple things. You can see the rewrites. All right, so the next one is Batman vs. Godzilla. Oh wait, that's not the next one. But that should be very interesting. Here we go. King Kong versus Ebireth. Also, I want to say that first. I'm going to mention King Kong versus Ebireth, which eventually became Godzilla versus Sea Monsters. Godzilla eventually became a monarch. That would have been really interesting to see. I think with King Kong, because King Kong just makes more sense. Alright. Batman versus Godzilla. Alright, let's do this. So, this is an unmade 1960 Godzilla film intended to be a collaboration between Toho and an American film studio. Now, on Godzilla, this is not mentioned, but luckily for you guys, I know this film beforehand. This was obviously meant to be a comedy right here, and seeing as how the Batman TV series just turned 50, and it would have been very interesting to see. So, of course, it would have been a comedy. I just want to see how Batman would have fought Godzilla. So Batman can't even fight Superman, which spoilers. So I would have liked to have seen this movie just to see how weird it would have been. Two Godzillas, Japan SOS. This film has no information on it, but I'm currently going to research it. Alright, so Godzilla. So there's no information on it other than it being listed on Godzilla. All monster attack directive, which eventually became one of my favorite Godzilla films, destroy all monsters. According to the plot, with an interview with Isha Harvey, this film would have featured all of the monsters. Whether this means there were just more monsters than there were in the final film, they had appearances was unknown. So we would have had a lot of interesting monsters. An early version of Sanda would have appeared, and another version of I don't know his name right now. Lincoln. The monster from Goliath, I think. The big walrus monster. That guy. Godzilla. Alright, so right here we got Godzilla versus the mutant starfish, better known as Godzilla versus Hedorah. It's not Hedorah. It's Hedorah. Mutant starfish. Godzilla vs. Hedorah 2 would have been released in 1972, but apparently it would have been a sequel to that one. But the creator of Godzilla really didn't like Godzilla vs. Hedorah, so he banned the guy from making a Godzilla film. Godzilla Red Moon Fevers have on extraterrestrial monsters, aka Godzilla vs. Red Moon 1974. Alright, this should be very interesting. Red Moon is an extremely popular character, even though he's never appeared. He's appeared in the game now. But apparently the history of Godzilla and Red Moon would have been a collaboration between both films. The actors out under the direction of Kira Shizawa and Ted Sierra would have reportedly been the status of new monsters and would have provided new suits for monsters. Ocean Godzilla suit. All plans of the film were described as heavily altered and repackaged for the film Deguro vs. Goliath, which was collaborative. I'll put a picture of that film up right now. You guys don't want to see this. So this is good. Alright. We next have Godzilla versus the Space Monsters. Monsters Extra Earth Defense Directive. Alright, so Pixel is actually a great one. So from the concept art I'm seeing here, this would have been very similar to Godzilla vs. Kong. It had Godzilla, Anguirus, and Mugen fighting King Ghidorah, Gigan, and Megalon. The three evil monsters. Let me see who this Ming excuse me if I'm unpronouncing names right. I'm not that very good at pronouncing names. This kind of thing is weird. I'm not that very good at pronouncing Japanese names, and you guys have to really excuse me. The turn of King Ghidorah would have also been. There were 3 drops, which Godzilla's getting this best movie. So, turn of King Ghidorah. This film could have been not produced due to budget limitations. Cutting Ghidorah and Aaron, which was such a low-hanging thing. It was just a disappointment. I would like to see this movie a lot. It is a real shame that I can't. It's the first real shame we've had. Godzilla vs. Megalon, which eventually became Godzilla vs. the Jaguar vs. Megalon. They put Godzilla there. And Terror of Mechagodzilla, early script draft, original version. Now let's see this one. Terror of Mechagodzilla is one of the most underrated episodes. No one ever talks about that one. That was really good though. It had a lot of Alright, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Japanese writing Mechagodzilla no Geshin. Mechagodzilla's counterattack is just like a lot of this is just link me to the actual thing. Alright, here's some more. Nessie, let's check this one out. Alright, Nessie is not made 1979. Hammer, that would be awesome. Okay, I would like that. I would have liked this. Alright, there's also some Jewish-Japan collaboration Godzilla 1978 unmade. No information. Maybe some information. Hold on a second. Alright, this is an unmade film. The film's plot is like that. This is an idea proposed with the Godzilla film produced. The idea by UK and Chief Henry D. famous for his involvement in the creation of Frankenstein vs. Baragon War to bring Gargantua's invasion to Astro Monster. Regulations was meant to be Godzilla vs. Gargantua, in where Godzilla fought Sandra or Gigan over the monster at the same thing, though no evidence of this has surfaced. A Space Godzilla. Remember, this is a separate concept from Penguin vs. Space Godzilla. You guys gotta visit Godzilla. It has like each one. Space Godzilla. This is actually some really badass concept. Apparently it's a book, a short illustrated story that it's based on an idea for a new Godzilla film that was scrapped. A Space Godzilla. In Arizona, strengths in the Dark Nebula. Meanwhile, Godzilla watches the dying of diabetes. Scientists are able to examine the monster's organ, including its brain, and to communicate with the business. And Godzilla is actually an intelligent alien creature named Roseanne from the Godzilla planet located in a region where the Dark Nebula sign symbol's origins. The monster's body transformed into a rocket to send her and her unborn child back to their home planet. Once there, Roseanne and her child then are reunited with their father, King. The Godzilla comes under a planet and attack those Shingarans. species of half-human-looking creatures, Godzilla now growing into combat slithered general leader or within their planet, eventually emerging victorious. What the hell did I read? Whoa! Yeah. Let's just be glad that every time bring it out and be glad that that's something. Godzilla vs. Skull Fortress. Post-series that we're going to bring back Godzilla for several years in series. Short series and Cell was conceived. No concept art is this should be a very wow. The reawakening of Godzilla and I really think Godzilla eventually became just what looks like I really feel like yeah, this will be the last one. Sorry if this wasn't scripted. That's because it is. Godzilla would have fought some weird monsters. From research for the right from Turbine Godzilla, Tony Tanaka found a story that illustrated the then Tanaka's concept of the story moved into the Hollywood, however, where the cameras of the stories have very different from the final draft. Bane, a transforming god, is rediscovered after transforming into his three horns, ape-fishing dragon. He encounters Godzilla and battle ensues. Bane realizes he can't defeat it, so soon merges his three horns into a totem tadpole. They soon defeated him by a gun. An interesting note that Bane's design is drastically different than the Bane that appeared in Godzilla, in Super Godzilla video game. That's the last one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe.